Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Oxygen podcast. Today's topic of conversation is mold. Why is it bad for us? Where does it grow? And how can we prevent it? Let's begin. So, what is mold? Well, mold is a type of fungus that thrives in damp, warm, and humid environments. So, whether you're living in Florida, in Dallas, Texas, in California, uh, New York, rainy New York, Colorado, you are going to be affected by mold. So, how does it grow? It grows by producing microscopic spores that spreads through the air and settles on surfaces where they can multiply if moisture is present. So, where are the best environments for mold growth? Where can you spot it? Where can you see it? Where does it have the most likelihood or the chance of growing? Bathrooms, showers, those areas right between the tiles. You've probably seen it. That's a great place for mold to grow. Kitchens, kitchen counters, between cabinets. They love to get in those little dark spaces and grow, and you won't even know that it's there. Behind the oven, the stove, behind the fridge. Those are the places where they love to grow. Basements, damp environment, dark places, love those spaces. They enjoy growing and expanding those places. Around windows, where there's rain, where there's damp, where there's condensation, they love those places. On walls and ceilings, and believe it or not, in HVAC systems. So, like we talked about, what are the causes? Moisture, leaks, condensations, floodings. They love those spaces. Anywhere where there's humidity, where there's water, that's where mold grows. Around organic material, wood, drywall, fabrics, and food provides nutrition for mold. So, how does mold impact our health and wellness? Well, let's look at some of the symptoms. Allergic reactions, sneezing, runny nose, itchy eyes, skin rash. These are all symptoms of mold. Respiratory issues, coughing, wheezing, asthma flares. So if you've got asthma and it starts to become more frequent, deeper, harder on your lungs, you know that there's mold growing and spreading in the air. More severe reactions in people with weak immune systems are susceptible to mold, typically with toddlers, infants, with senior citizens. So, how do we prevent it? Well, keep humidity levels below 50% if you can. Now, we can't fight the environment that we're in, but if you try and keep the humidity below 50%, keep it dry. That's a good start. That's a first start. Fix leaks, water damages in the property. That helps. Now, what have we done with oxygen? Recognizing that there is a problem, and not a lot of people are paying attention to it, and we can do something about it. By the way, here's something that I also learned just recently. Believe it or not, 45 million homes, offices, and buildings in the United States alone are at dangerous levels when it comes to being moldy. Uh, that is alarming. That is serious. And it's something that we need to start looking at in a serious way as our urban cities start aging, as our climate starts to change, as people are more now prone to live and work indoors, and we're living in smaller confinements. Our health risk is actually going up because we can't recognize or we can't see mold immediately. Now, what we've done with oxygen is we've incorporated two minerals, zinc oxide and silver. Again, use ChatGPT or any artificial intelligence to ask whether or not zinc oxide and silver can help prevent mold, and the answer is unequivocally, categorically yes. So let me explain how it works. Zinc oxide, silver, they disrupt the fungal cell membrane. So these are living organisms. What happens is upon impact with our coating, it'll tear the skin, it'll tear up the outer membrane, and the minute that happens, the DNA will ooze out, it will come out, and it will become neutralized. It alters the pH balance, something that's very, very important. The minute you take away the hospitable environment that mold grows in, again, it'll stop growing, and ultimately it will die. The colony will die. So now here's the key part. Oxygen, our formulation, acts as a moisture barrier. Okay? So it actually changes the environment to become less moist. Uh, uh, in places, again, where you're living, where the moisture level is high, it reduces, it brings it down. So in doing so, it prevents the mold from colonizing, from growing, and spreading. Hope this information was helpful, was useful. If you've got any thoughts, comments, or questions, please leave them down below, and someone on our team will definitely respond. Look forward to seeing you next time and having another great conversation about our health and wellness on the Oxygen Podcast.